Alrighty, namaste, everybody. I am Kim Michelle, and we are here for Wednesday night wind down. And today's wind down is really going to be a workshop. So we're Wednesday night workshop today because we are going to work on our sun salutation. So why don't we come on down on the mat? We'll start with some breathing. Lay down on your back. Let the feet come to the width of the mat and let the knees fall into each other for constructive rest. You can place the hands on the belly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, the belly rises. Exhale, the belly falls. Inhale, the belly expands. Exhale, the belly collapses. This time we're going to inhale, fill the belly, fill the chest. Exhale the chest. Exhale in the belly. Inhale, the belly expands. The chest expands. The chest falls. The belly falls. Inhale, the belly expands. The chest expands. All the way up to the collarbones. Sip in one good last bit of breath. Exhale in the collarbones and the chest and the belly. Inhale the belly, the chest, all the way up to the collarbones. Exhale the collarbones and the chest, the belly. Now just breathe with your natural organic breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Now let's bring those knees in toward the belly. Wrap the hands around the shins. Rock from left to right. Feeling the back of the pelvis on the mat. Give that lower back a little massage. Now, let the knees face the ceiling and draw a circle with those knees. Pretend you have a paintbrush in between the knees and you're painting a red circle on the ceiling. Now let's reverse that circle. Already place the feet on the mat. Extend the right foot up toward the ceiling. Take the hands and bring them behind the thighs. Pull that leg in a little bit closer. Pressing the left foot into the mat. Now walk the hands up the leg. Maybe you can rest it on the back of the right calf. The shoulders are still on the ground. We're not reaching up toward it. We're extending, having a long spine, long neck, and shoulder blades on the ground. Now bend that knee. Take the right hand on the right knee and open that hip out. Maybe extend the left leg. Extend the left arm out like a half a T. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Now carry that knee back to the center. Take the left hand on the knee. Extend the right hand out. And carry that knee over to the left. Twisting, supine twist. Maybe looking back at the right hand. Carry the leg back to the center. Place both feet on the ground. Knees are gonna face the ceiling. Now let's extend the left foot up toward the ceiling. Taking the hands, bring it behind the left thigh. Pulling that leg in. Opening up the hamstring. Now, if you can, walk the hands up the left leg. Bringing the left, having the hands rest on the back of the left calf. Extending the spine straight, making sure the shoulder blades are on the ground. Long spine, long neck. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Now let's bend the left knee. Taking the left hand and placing it on the left knee. Opening that leg out. Opening up the left hip. Extending the right leg. Hang out here for a couple of breaths. Now bring that knee back to the center, taking the right hand, placing it on the left knee, and pulling that knee over to the right side, supine twist the other way, maybe looking back at that extended left hand. Now we're going to lie down on the left side. The hand is on the head is on the right bicep. We're going to have the left hand in front of our chest. One last breath cycle before we start working. Exhale. Now roll the body all the way over to our tummies. We're going to come into child's pose. Knees are going to be the width of the mat. Toes are going to touch each other. Feet is going to reach back toward the feet. And we can do child's pose with our hands on fist here and rest the forehead on the fist. Or maybe reach the hands out and bring the forehead to the mat. Inhaling, exhaling. Now remember, this child's pose is our place where we come to rest during our practice. If we need to take a break and we lose our breath, and we're not doing one breath and one movement, and we're struggling to breathe, especially with this day with poor air quality, take a rest in child's pose. I know I will. And if I don't call it before you guys need it, you take it on your own because it's your practice. So we're going to come into our tabletop. And we're going to tuck our toes today for stability. We're going to work on the sun salutation. We're going to have our hands on the mat and think about having L's. And we're really going to be pressing our fingertips on the mat. We're going to have the fingertips on the mat. We're going to have the palms of the hand on the mat and the heel of the hand on the mat. That's where the key gripping points are. And so grip that mat, and the eyes of the elbow are here. So when I say rotate the arms inward, that means we're inward. The left hand is going counterclockwise, and the right hand is going clockwise. So turn the elbows in, and the eyes of the elbows are looking forward. Exhale, reverse. And that's going to be the cat. Inhale, that's the cow. The eyes, the elbows are facing forward. Exhale, cat. Rotate the elbows out. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. All right. So that's our cat-cow, and this is our tabletop. Now, let's take our hands one hand's length ahead of where they are now. So we're going to lean forward a little bit. And now think about, we're going to work on the chaturanga, the tabletop chaturanga. So we're going to bend the elbows backwards like a cricket. And when we bend those elbows back, the butt goes up and the chest comes down. So inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. And we're down, so take a break and watch me for a second. When we come down, we're gonna be meeting the ground in 3 places. Our knees, our chest, and our chin. And our hands are going to be on the mat. So if we count, we're going to have 8 touch points. Left foot, left hand, right hand, left knee, right knee. That's 6. There's 2 more, chest and chin. And the chest and chin are going to come to the mat. So try that. It's called 8-limbed pose because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale up, exhale, lower. Inhale up, open the knees up, and let's go back to child's pose for 3 breaths. All right, let's go back to our tabletop. Tabletop, the hands are right underneath the shoulders. And for our 8-limbed pose, we walk the hands up, 1 hand's width. So it's like a long table. Let's inhale, exhale, lower. And now we're gonna slither the belly to the ground. And now that we're gonna do this other part of our sun salutation. And this is gonna be the baby cobra. So place the hands almost underneath the shoulders, but not a little, about an inch behind the shoulders. The chin is on the mat. The tops of the feet are on the mat. Now press into the feet, the thighs are activated. Exhale. Inhale, press into the feet, activate the thighs, press into the hands, tuck those elbows in. Exhale, relax. Inhale, press into the feet, press into the hands, activate the elbows, they're tucked in. Now lift the chin and the chest a tiny bit. Exhale, lower and relax. Inhale, press into the feet, activate the thighs and the glutes are tight. Press into the hands, bring it in, lift the chest and the chin. And now let's have a long neck. Our eyes are looking down. We're not looking straight ahead. We have a long spine, a long neck. Inhale and press a little bit more. Exhale, lower. Now let's press into the hands and meet in child's pose. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. All right, let's return to our tabletop. Knees are under the hips. Hands are under the shoulders. Now let's step those hands up. 1, hands length ahead. And we're gonna press into our hands, do a press into the knee. And when we're pressing to the hands, we're like, so you can think about your shoulders going up and down. We're pressing up. So like if we're here, we're relaxed and we're falling into our joints. We're gonna press up so we're not sitting into our shoulder joints. Let's inhale. Exhale the chest and the chin to the ground. Inhale, slither the body down to the ground. Exhale. Press into the feet. Activate the thighs. Press into the mat. Bring those elbows in. Lift the chest and the chin. And exhale back to child's pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come back up in the table. One more time. Walk the hands up. One hand's with the head. Inhale. Exhale the chest and the chin to the ground. Inhale into that baby cobra. Pressing the feet. Press into the hands. Lift the chest and the chin. Exhale back to child's pose. All right. Now we're going to tuck our toes. Walk the hands back a little bit. And we're gonna lift into down dog, but we're gonna do it slowly. We're gonna think about that same movement with our elbows, like a cricket. The elbows are going backwards. And that's how we're gonna press our hips up. So we'll press our elbows back and lift the hips up to the sky. Bend the knees on this down dog. This is our first one. And walk the hands toward the feet. And then we're gonna hang out here for a second. Head is pulling us down toward the ground. Belly is resting on the thighs. Inhaling. Exhaling. Now let's take the hands and walk them up the legs. And we are upright in our mountain. So let's take a walk up to our mat. Each step, we feel the four corners of our feet. Alrighty. So let's do the top half of our sun salutation. The knees are bent a little bit, they are not locked out. The crown of the head is reaching up toward the ceiling. Palms are shining forward. So let's inhale the hands over the head. Let the fingertips touch. Exhale, hinging at the hips. When we hinge at the hips, our collarbones are open, our chest is open. We're gonna hinge till we're 90 degrees. And we don't wanna bend our butt back in the number 7. We wanna be a right angle here. So we're feeling some of the weight in the underneath the balls of the feet. Now let's exhale all the way down to forward fold. And now let's inhale, flat back. Hands come to rest on the shins. We're back in that right angle again. Neck is long, we're looking straight down. And now let's exhale our hands down to the mat. Let's step back with the right leg. Drop the right knee. Now let's step back with the left leg. We're on a tabletop, but we're gonna make it a long tabletop. Inhale. Exhale, coming into our 8-limbed pose. Inhale into the baby cobra. Lifting the chest up, pressing the toes, top of the feet into the mat. Liver tucked in. Exhale, pushing back to child's pose. 3 breaths. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Let's come back to tabletop. Step the right foot forward. Step the left foot forward. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, reach those hands overhead. Exhale the hands through prayer into mountain. Let's try that again. Bend the knees, flex the knees a little bit. We don't want to be locked out. We want to be like a spring. So let's reach the crown of the head up toward the sky. Open up the chest. Inhale the hands overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Coming into our forward fold. Inhaling into flat back. Long spine. Long cervical spine. Exhale the hands down to the ground. Step back with the left foot. Drop the left knee. Step back with the right foot. Inhale. Exhale the chest and the chin to the mat. Inhale into baby cobra. Tuck those elbows in. Exhale. Hips back toward the feet. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come back into tabletop. Bring the right foot forward, left foot forward. Bring the right foot forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, through prayer, into mountain. So, that is our modified sun sal. were modified because we went back to child's pose. We did 8-limbed pose. So this time, instead of child's pose, which is my favorite resting pose, we're gonna come back to down dog, okay? So we'll do most of these same steps, but instead of child's pose, we'll come from the cobra to a down dog. So I'll call it. So bend the knees, reach the crown of the head up toward the sky. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hinging at the hips. Coming into forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, the hands down. Step back with the right foot. Drop the right knee. Step back with the left foot. We're in tabletop. Inhale. Exhale, the chest and the chin to the ground. Inhale, baby cobra. Now, tuck the toes. And instead of coming back to child's pose, we're gonna push our hands up and lead with our bottom to a down dog. So inhale, exhale, push up, and we're in our down dog. Now, with this down dog, our knees are bent. Maybe they're bent so much that our belly is gonna rest on the top of the thighs. And remember how our hands were, we talked about those 3 points, the fingertips, where the calluses are, and then the base of the hand. We're gonna look in between our thighs and think about internally rotating the eyes of the elbows. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling with an open mouth, exhaling. Now, come up on the toes, look at the hands, and tiptoe the feet up to the top of the mat. Inhaling flat back, exhaling fold. Bend the knees, inhale, reach the hands overhead, exhale through prayer into mountain. All right, one last time with the down dog. So inhale, exhale, hinge at the hips, straight back, coming into forward fold. Inhale, exhale, step back with the left foot, drop the left knee, step back with the right foot. Inhale, exhale, the chest and the chin to the ground. Inhale into baby cobra. Tuck the toes. Exhale, press the hips up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, looking between the thighs. Inhale. Internally rotate those elbows. Inhaling. Exhaling with an open mouth. Bend the knees. Look at the hands. Tiptoe the feet up to the top of the mat. Bend the knees. Flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Reach the hands overhead. Exhale. Through prayer into mountain. Alrighty. So I hope you liked that sun salutation workshop. And now we're going to do some balancing because it's always good to balance. So we're going to start balancing on 2 feet. And so what we do is we'll practice coming up. And so where we're going to stand, we want to balance on the balls of the feet, both feet. And we'll think about these toes being long. And so we don't even start with that. So let's lift the toes and reach the toes out and then lower them. So they're not gripping the mat, they're just lying on the mat. All right, so when we do that, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna lift the heels. And lower. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, lower. Now find a spot across your room and shine the hands forward. Inhale, lift. The knees are bent a little bit. Exhale, lower the heels. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, lower the heels. And now bend the knees a little bit more and lift the toes. Inhale, stand up. Lift the heels. Exhale, lower the heels. Bend the knees, lift the toes. Inhale, lift the heels. Bring the arms overhead. Exhale, lower the arms, lower the heels. Bend the knees like we're in a chair. Lift the toes. Inhale, reach the arms up. Lift the heels. Exhale, lower the arms, lower the heels, bend the knees. Now let's inhale and come to a stand. Alrighty, now we're gonna balance on one leg. If you'd like, you can find a wall. And sometimes your mat is a little squishy, so it's hard to balance on it. I'm gonna do my good foot first. And everybody's sides are different. So I'm gonna ground in my right foot. And that means when I say ground my foot, I'm gonna feel the four corners of that foot. And then I'm gonna take the left foot and lift the left heel. And then that bends the left knee. Now let's open the right leg and bring the heel of the right foot toward the left calf. And I'm gonna reach the crown of my head up toward the ceiling. Open up your collarbones. Inhale here. Exhale. The inhale, we reach the crown of the head up. Exhale the energy through the body, all the way down through the leg, and the foot is grounding. It's almost like the root of our tree. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale all the way down into the ground. Now this is option one for your legs. Option two is bring that foot up so the foot is resting on the ankle. So inhale, exhale. Option three is bring the foot in so the foot rests on the calf, not the knee. We're below the knee. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now if you want to raise your hands up like they're leaves on your tree, we'll open up the chest, inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. We're looking across the room at our focal point, our drishti. Exhaling, lowering the arms, lowering the legs, stepping down, and shake out mostly that right ankle, maybe even the left ankle too. Maybe move a little bit in your hips, they're sore. Alrighty, let's turn around. So this time we'll ground into our left foot, feeling the four corners of that foot, finding the focal point across the room. The crown of the head is reaching toward the sky. Collarbones are nice and open. Lift up the right heel. Open the right leg up. And nestle that right heel into the left leg. We inhale. We reach the crown up toward the sky. Exhaling energy down through the body, into the foot, into the ground. Inhaling the energy up the body and out the crown. Exhaling down through the body and into the root of our tree. Now this is our option 1. Option 2 is to come up and bring that foot and let that foot nestle in your ankle. And I'm going to stay down because I'm struggling with the left ankle today. So inhale from the foot, all the way up the body, through the crown of the head. Exhale down through the body, into the left foot, down into the roots of your tree. Now the next place would be the cat underneath the knee. So inhale, all the way up through the body, coming out of the crown of the head. And exhaling down through the body into our roots. Maybe you want to bring the hands in front of the chest or all the way up because they can be the leaves of our tree. So inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Alrighty. Step down with that right foot. Shake out the feet. And we're going to meet on the ground. And we're going to come first, we'll start in crisscross applesauce. And then we'll take the left foot. If it's comfortable for you, you can bring it on top of the right thigh. If it's not, go ahead and extend that leg. Because what we're going to do is we're going to play with our feet a little bit because they supported us through this really hard practice today. So we're going to start and take our hands and thread them between the toes. I'm working on this. A lot of times our feet are cramped in our shoes, especially this point-toed high heels. So if you can thread them through, that's good. I can thread through with 3 fingers, and then we can push the toes up to flex the feet and exhale and round them so you're pointing the toes. You bring them back and forward. Back and forward. And now let's rotate the ankle gently to get a nice range of motion in that foot. Now reverse the circle. Alrighty, now let's uncross the leg. And we'll cross the right leg over the left knee. We'll take our fingers and try to interlace them with our toes. This foot, I'm with 3 fingers also. And we'll push and flex the feet, opening up the fascia of that foot. And then we'll point the toe, pulling the foot back, stretching the top part of our foot. Pushing, stretching the fascia. And pulling, stretching the top part. One more time. Flexing that foot hard. Exhaling, pointing the toe. Now let's rotate the foot around gently. Come back around the opposite way. Alrighty. So now let's bring the feet in to our Baddha Konasana or butterfly. And the feet can be close into the groin, or they can be further out into a diamond shape. One works the glutes and one opens up the hips a little more. So let's inhale. Exhaling, hinging at the hips, leaning forward. And then go ahead and round that top of the back. We'll stay here for 5 breath cycles. And we'll push into the feet. Come back upright. We will bring the right knee in and extend the left foot. And we'll extend the left hand over that left leg and wrap it around the right knee and take the right hand and bring it behind you. Inhale, making a long spine. Exhale, twisting the body, looking over the right shoulder. You can have the body twist. If it feels good in the neck, the head can look backwards. Doesn't feel good in the neck, don't look backwards. When we do these rotations, we come to where it feels you feel a little something. You're not having any pain. Already release and bring the body forward. And we'll take both hands and we'll bring them over to our left side of the mat and reverse the twist. Come back upright, extending the right leg and bending the left leg. We'll take the right hand over the right leg and wrap it around the left knee and take the left hand, bring it behind us. Let's inhale. The crown is reaching up toward the sky. Exhale, twist. And once again, you twist as far as it feels good in your body. And think about whether or not your head wants to look back or not. That's dependent on your body. Alrighty, let's come back around. And we'll take both of those hands and bring them down to the right side and do a reverse twist. Alrighty. Now these legs are going to both extend and we're going to extend them forward. And we're going to do a little bit of boat pose before we lie down. So remember we talked about earlier today, bending those elbows like a cricket backwards. We're going to do that same thing here. Feel that motion. And so we're bending back. And we can lift our feet up. And we're engaging in our core. And then maybe we bring the hands around the back of the thighs. And we're balancing on the base of the spine. The neck is long, the chest is shining forward. Now drop the toes, extend the hands out, and lower the body one vertebrae at a time to the mat. Inhale. Exhale. So now let's walk the feet in toward the seat and press the hands into the mat. Open up the collarbones. Inhale and lift the hips up about 1 inch. Exhale, lower. Feel the lumbar area pressing into the mat, engaging the core. Inhaling, pressing hands into the mat, feet into the mat, lift the hips 1 inch. Exhale, lower, pressing the back into the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Right. Now let's take that right foot and bring it over our left knee. And take the right hand and open up that right knee. This is a figure 4 or modified pigeon. Now let's lift the left leg and thread the hands behind the left thigh. Inhaling, exhaling. Flex those feet hard to protect the knees. Release the hands, let the left leg come down to the mat. And let's bump the hips over to the right side of the mat. Take the left hand, place it on the right knee. We're gonna cross our legs like we're on the couch and carry those legs over to the left. Extend the right hand out to a T and look back at that right hand. 3 breath cycles. Bring the knees back to the center. Uncross the legs. Come back to the center of the mat. Now let's bend the left leg and place the left foot on the right knee. Take the left hand and open up that left knee. Next step is we can thread our hands behind the right thigh, flexing those feet hard, protecting the knees, pulling that thigh back toward the body. The neck is long, the shoulder blades are on the ground. Release the hands, let the right foot come down to the ground, cross the legs like we're sitting on the couch, bump the hips over to the left side of the mat, take the right hand and carry those knees over toward the right. Take the left hand and extend it and look back. Another spinal twist. Let's bring those knees back up to the center, uncross them. We're coming to the second to last pose of the night. Bend the feet and bend the knees and let the soles of the feet face the ceiling. Let the hands rest on the back of the thighs. This is option 1. Option 2 is bring those hands to the outer edges of the feet. You can pull down a little more. Option 3 is grab the big toes with your peace fingers and pull down even further. This is your happy baby. Maybe you want to be playful and rock from side to side. And release those feet. Stretch them down the entire length of your mat. I like to have my feet open, so I'm having 1 foot on each corner. The palms of the hands can face the sky to receive energy, or the palms can be on the ground to ground you. Feel where those heels are melting into your mat. Notice the calves resting on the mat. The glutes are resting into the mat. Soften the belly. Soften the heart space. Open up the collarbones and feel where the shoulder blades are resting on the mat. Rotate the head so you can feel the spot where the base of the skull is supporting your head. Relax your jaws. Relax the cheekbones. Relax the eyes. Relax that space in between your eyebrows. Relax the forehead. And feel the energy coming out of the crown of your head. Relax in your Shavasana. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Go ahead and wiggle your toes, wiggle the fingers. Roll over to your side. If you're laying down, if you're sitting up, just continue to breathe. And now if you're on your side, push yourself up into a seat. And we will end with our affirmations. What we do is we inhale and reach the hands out to a T and exhale, wrapping the hands around us and repeating the affirmation. So let's inhale, exhale, and say, I am light. Inhale. Exhale and say, I shine my light for the world to see. Inhale, the arms open. Exhale them closed and say, I love me.
Now let's bring those hands in front of our chest into prayer position and tell our bodies, thank you for supporting us on this practice. I thank each of you for joining me and allowing me to lead you through this practice. Namaste and amen.
Thank you.